So you're a gamer, and you've been gaming all your life. You love everything about the community, the awesome technology, and how the gaming world has evolved all these years. And more importantly, you can't wait to see what the future holds. There's one problem, though. Your partner isn't a gamer and clearly doesn't understand how an adult still plays video games today. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to address in today's episode. Let's roll. Hey Guardians, welcome to the Destiny Help Desk podcast, a show that's designed to help you with the little bits of the Destiny 2 online game. Hey, my name is Todd the Gator, and whether you're a brand new Guardian to the game or a returning player, I'm here to help you explain the constantly changing dynamics of this game, bring you up to speed, and get you ready to jump in and start your Destiny journey. This is the audio component to my YouTube channel, which is Todd the Gator, 2 Ds and GATR, or you can visit youtube.com/@ToddTheGator. If you're more of a visual learner or want to refresh your memory of today's subject, you will always find a link to the video pertaining to this topic. Just check in those show notes down below there. If you have any questions for me that I might answer on the show at a later time, please email me at toddthegator@gmail.com, or you can send me a voicemail with your question at speakpipe.com/Destiny Help Desk. All of these links will be in the show notes down below as well. There are no stupid questions in Destiny, so if you need answers, please don't hesitate to send them my way. This podcast is here to serve you, and who knows, your question just might help a fellow newer Guardian out there. You can also DM me on Twitter at Todd the Gator as well. All right, let's get into it. So there you are, sitting down on a date with that someone special. And that question that always comes up in conversation is coming your way. So, what do you do for fun? All excited to share, you exclaim that you're really into this new game and that you've been playing it for over a year now, and it's the best MMO shooter RPG game you've ever played. Ever. Suddenly that smile turns into confusion, disappointment, maybe even pity. This happened to you? We gamers are a special breed of people, and as you may feel that anyone who doesn't game is missing out, just know that not everyone gets it. Now, I can go into details on how gaming is good for your brain, reflexes, social awareness, problem solving, on and on and on. Trust me, I've tried to explain the benefits. Yeah, I see you out there sharing to your partner that latest study of how gaming is good for you. We have to reconcile with ourselves that your parents, best friends, siblings, girlfriends, boyfriends, even spouses or lifelong partners may never be turned on to gaming. You can try to change them, tell them how great gaming is. I've tried that as well. But if you really want to become the best parent, spouse, girlfriend, or boyfriend, but you cannot, will not give up your love of gaming, then you need to figure out how to live with a non-gamer and still enjoy your gaming lifestyle. Now, if your partner is also into gaming, lucky bastard, stick around, as this will also help you down the road as well. But this is not an easy task. Take it from me. I'm what you would call belonging to the first generation of gamers that have had to deal with this issue with the new gaming lifestyle. We're on the front line. We're fighting for you guys. We're the ones that got that Atari 2600 for Christmas, and it changed our life forever. We're the ones that spent our paycheck at that arcade next to the movie theater. And today, we're the ones dealing with all the confusion from friends and family. It just gets overwhelming. I'm a Gen Xer, over 35 and married for over 20 years, and if I could only go back in time and correct all the stupid mistakes I made when I first met my wife and had my kids, I could have avoided so much pain and anguish in my marriage and life. When I first met my future wife, I was a nerdy guy that was super shy. I never had the guts to say, F it, let's do this. I was paralyzed with fear. But she was so right for me, and for what felt like the first time in my life, I took the leap and asked her out. As we dated more and more, she told me that she liked games, and particularly Tetris. Yeah, so she's a gamer, right? Nope. As I got to know her more, I found that she loved to read, and that she really never stuck to gaming. It's something she did as a kid, she would tell me. For some reason, I blocked that part out of my mind, and she probably did the same thing as well. Hell, we were two kids in love, right? And ignorance is bliss. Fast forward to marriage, getting your first place together, sharing the bills, the groceries, everything. Life was good. But there was a storm coming. Some of you know what I'm talking about, right? What seems like all of a sudden, that typical gaming session with the guys every night gets a little, let's say, comment from your love, your number one. Are you still online? I thought you said you were going out to dinner tonight with me. You promised me. Uh-oh. So at first, what seems like a hiccup in time feels more like a resentment on both sides. You resent her for interrupting your gaming session and you feel like you're being controlled. I mean, what is she, my mother? And she resents you because time with her seems to be taking a back seat to the fire team every night. So over time, that resentment bubbles up higher and higher until something's got to give. I still remember the times my wife was in tears. She just couldn't understand why I preferred to game over spending time with her. I didn't feel that way at all. I adored her. She was my world. Okay, real truth here. Back then, I might have had an issue. Game addiction is a real thing. Whatever sparks that dopamine in your head is fair game, in my opinion. So if that's you, you need to pause. You need to get help. But the real disconnect here between us is that she never truly understood the gaming culture and why I wanted to stay up late and play that latest raid with my online friends. And by the way, I've known these guys for a decade. She never saw that gaming world that I had been a part of since I was a teen. She saw that action as not wanting to be with her. She was dead wrong. So long story short, we coped, like all young adults do, right? And had kids, 2 of them. Just an aside here. Let me just say that seeing your child come into this world will change you forever. And for a time, it did. I was now a dad. I had new responsibilities to deal with. A huge weight fell on my shoulders. And it was time to be the man of the house. For the most part, I quit gaming. I watched my little blobs grow up to be walking little tornadoes that wrecked everything in its path. But one day I saw an ad for the latest gaming console, and boom, I was back, baby. No pun intended there. I have pictures of my little ones laying on my lap as I played the latest Metal Gear Solid game back then. Free time was scarce, and I played whenever I could. This was the norm throughout their little lives. Dad would be in the bedroom or office gaming while they were watching TV or playing in their rooms. Now, let me be clear here. I was present for my kids, and they had a great life growing up. Dad was there at every ball game, lacrosse match, band concert, and even drove them to school every morning for a time. But looking back, I did have times when Dad was home, but not really. I regret not mentally being with my kids sometimes. They'd walk in and say something to me, and my eyes would never leave the screen. Even when I was responding back to them, regrets are a bitch, let me tell you. What was so important in that game that I couldn't give my kids, now teenagers at the time, 3 minutes? Really? So my kids knew that I loved them, but they also knew not to come in when Dad's playing online. I was such an idiot. What the hell was I doing? Hey Guardians, just a quick announcement that I've achieved my first goal of reaching 1,000 new and returning Guardians out there on my YouTube channel as subscribers, and it continues to grow every day. In fact, I've surpassed the 2,700 Guardians mark who have subbed to my channel thus far. My goal is to reach 5,000 by the end of the summer, So please help me in that endeavor if you haven't already. And I wanted to thank you for your support, and hopefully the videos I've released thus far have given you some clarity in traversing all the little things of this Destiny 2 game. As the latest Destiny 2 annual expansion has been released, Lightfall, my goal will be to continue to help new and returning Guardians out there tackle the next iteration of the Destiny universe story and activities. But I'm also going to add some more opinion pieces in there as well. Let me know what you think about those. And of course, don't forget my live streams. So keep an eye out on my YouTube channel for these videos, and the audio components of them will also be released here, right here, on this podcast as well in the future. So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, Todd the Gator, what are you waiting for? Jump in there and follow the channel, hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted to those videos when they first arrive. So thanks. I also wanted to mention that you can now become a channel member directly to support my content. It's super easy to do. Just click that join button below the video and it will explain the rest. If you become a channel member, you'll receive a special channel member badge that will be visible whenever you comment on my videos and also when in my live streams on YouTube. There will be a member-only chats on live streams on occasion, and your comments will be highlighted as well. So do me a solid and sign up to be a channel member. Think of it as buying me a shot at the bar once a month, just to say thanks. I appreciate you. So as you've heard my sad little tale, you may be asking, dude, I don't want to be like that. So let's avoid my mistakes, right? Here's some insights that I like to tell you that I learned the hard way, but you don't have to. Number 1, communication's everything. Talk it out with your partner, explain why you love the game, and also why they will never take a backseat to it. Maybe even compare gaming in terms they can understand, like with their hobby. Or even better, play a game that you both like together. Whenever you feel you're being nagged about gaming, just flip it. You take their position and you put them in your place. Now, how do you feel about the situation at hand? For me, it usually brought the picture right into focus, and it detaches you from what you're seeing on the screen at the moment. If you have kids, whenever they come into the room, just come to terms that this is the way it is. Stop your game, turn around and look them directly in the eyes and reassure them that you're paying attention to them and are focused on what they have to say. Know that a time will come when they're going to leave the house for good, and it'll be here before you know it. Trust me on that one. If you have a 2 to 3 year old, I feel your pain right now, as the questions never seem to stop from those. If you're being too noisy while playing and it's disrupting your family's sleep or other things that's going on in the house, get a decent set of headphones or earbuds and close the door if possible. Now, for you Zoomers out there, this may sound boring, as some of you young people like to live in the moment. But talk ahead of time with your partner and come up with a schedule for the week. If you have a raid coming up on Saturday at 2 p.m. and you know it's going to take you 2 hours to complete it, tell them you need that time to decompress or game with your online friends. Having a weekly schedule assures everyone involved that their time is being respected. That works the other way around as well, by the way. Take the kids to the park while mom has some downtime to read, nap, whatever they like to do for fun. Not to mention, you'll get some major points for later. Know what I mean? This tip is for all you parents out there. It is imperative to have a set date night. Not whenever you have time. It's got to be set. Have your family babysit on a certain night of the week once a month. If you don't have family near you, ask a good friend you trust. This will save your marriage, trust me. It is so important to have private time with your partner, especially when young kids are always present. Next insight. Know that boundaries are important. Knowing that ahead of time will save you all that resentment. If your partner knows that it's 10 p.m. and you're jumping online to game, there's little to no resentment because you both agreed to that schedule ahead of time, and there's no miscommunication or mixed feelings. Online friends. Oh boy, this is a big one. Your partner isn't inside the gaming culture or communities that you may be involved in. They won't understand how you can have, quote, friends online that aren't physically present in front of you. I have a prior clan I used to belong to called Fake TV Friends because of that very comment was made by a spouse in our community at that time. Show your partner the Discord or clan chats that you're a part of and let them see what goes on there. I know they won't get it at first, but in time, they'll at least understand that it's harmless and it's not taking away from them. Next insight. Now, this is going to be really tough for you Zoomers out there. It's incredibly important that whenever you're together with your partner, put the phone away. My wife once got up and left a restaurant we were dining in because whatever I was looking at on my phone seemed more important at the time than her sitting right there in front of me. This is still something I'm working on to this day, but that gesture sure got my attention. So put it down. Hide it in your pocket. Do whatever you got to do. For the love of God, don't touch it. Whatever is on that phone, trust me, will be there after dinner. All right, so what have we learned today? Number one, having a relationship with a non-gamer can be a tough hill to climb. And although you may think things are great in the beginning, over time, feelings and resentment can build up, but you can minimize it with a few tips and insights before it gets to the breaking point, as my little sad story pointed out. Number two, if you can communicate your gaming hobby clearly and get on the same page, your life will be less stressful and regrets will be at a minimum. Third, gaming and family can clash, but be in the moment and detach yourself from the game and have clear boundaries from the start. Number four, your non-gaming partner may not understand online communities and think of them as fake TV friends with no real merit, but by exposing them to your online world, they can see that lasting friendships are possible and they shouldn't be discarded. Finally, life today has so many distractions in it, so make sure you have quality digital free time with your partner. It'll make all the difference. So there you go. I've exposed my life story that you can learn from my missteps. So don't put it off. Start putting these little hacks into action today. Hey, do me a favor. Do you have a story or experience with non-gamers in your life? I want to hear them. I really do. Put them in the comments section below or put them in our Discord chat and show feedback. Hey, remember, we only get one playthrough in this life, so don't waste it and make it count. Also, be kind to your fellow Guardians out there in the Destiny-verse. Hell, in the gaming world for that matter. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. My next episode will be all about another little thing you might want to know in this game we all love. Just a reminder that if you want to join our community, go to discord.gg/Guardian Downcast. That's where my longtime friend Hazelnut and I have another Destiny 2 podcast for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we interview content creators and community members to discover their story and journey in Destiny. We also talk about the current issues in the community and game and go over the latest news from Bungie. This sounds like something you might want to check out. The link will be in the show notes down below as well. Lots of quick little links down there, so check them out. Finally, if you have a question relating to the show that you want answered, you can email me at toddthegator@gmail.com or send me a voicemail at speakpipe.com/Destiny Help Desk. I want to help you out, so let's hear them. Light follows here, and there's a lot to do. Thanks again for your time, and later, Guardian. Hey, thanks for listening to the show today. I really appreciate you. I really do. And I know this was a little off topic today, but I just felt this had to be said. We're all gamers here, and I think in one way or another we kind of deal with this every day as a gaming community, right? If you know someone who might need to hear this episode, do me a favor and hit that share button and send it their way. If it helps one person, I've done my job today. Take care, everyone. Have a good week. So long story short, we coped. Talk. mouth doesn't work.